worry
This
about
conference will now be recorded.
even you're attending the session, so the recordings will be uploaded to a specific playlist.
Mhm.
So the name of the playlist, we are going to be creating the folder of it or playlist in the Canvas LMS. So here I would like to go for creating the playlist in a batch wise. For example, so this is a batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. So here how I am giving the batches in the same way I would like to go for creating the batches here. Okay. For
Okay.
example, let me take it a small example. So if I click on the ADS 301, so I would like to upload the each and every recording with the date and corresponding class name. Okay. And the corresponding documents also I can upload into this particular playlist. For example, if you want to listen any one of the recording, you just click on this one. It might be open the recording here itself. Okay. So this is the way you can able to get the recordings. But if you want to get the recordings, I would like to give the permission to access that particular recordings. Okay. So here, if you have your mail IDs, then I would like to give you permissions to access this particular recordings actually. Clear? So this recordings, if you want to get it, so once I got a confirmation from your target training desk people, then you might be getting the recording access. I hope it's a pretty good. I hope you understood. So don't worry about this particular recording. So because of once I created the playlist, and then I can upload the recording as well as documents, and I can give the access for one time. Then you could just open that particular link, and or else you can go through that particular website, and you can able to access the recording with that particular credentials. Whatever the I just give you just give the mail ID to that particular mail ID. You have to set your own password actually. Okay, so that's a different process actually. So it's just a 5 to 6 minutes. It will get access the recordings, but you don't need to get any kind of notification on a daily basis. So once the class is done within 12 hours, I would like to go for upload the recording into that particular playlist. Clear? Any questions? So you don't worry about recordings. Recordings are uploading into one specific safe place. Okay, so you can easily access it. So and you can access the recordings as well as documents. And now today I would like to talk about a Python programming language intro. So I would like to create a small file here. So Vamsi, you also willing to join for data science classes or only Python? Sri,
Data science.
do you have any idea of about Vamsi? Are you planning for any other marketing on which profile you would like to go for marketing? Prabhakar and Sri, can you please confirm me? This Vamsi Krishna is going to be attending the data science or else only Python?
Sorry,
So
Vamsi, you there?
Yeah. I mean,
Why don't you talk? Just tell about what is your master's and what you are looking for.
I just told him last night.
Chandra, Vamsi, we cannot hear you. It's not clear.
I mean, I told him last night about my information.
Yeah, Vamsi, for some reason your voice is very low. Anjan, he's a master's in data science engineering student.
oh, now he is doing the master's, right?
Yeah, he's doing masters in data science. All of his friends moved to DevOps, but he's masters in data science, so he's really, really willing to learn the data science. He's not just Python guy. He's a data
Okay.
science
Yeah.
guy.
Yes, that's I just need that kind of confirmation. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Last night I just spoke to you about my bio.
Oh, that's no problem, no problem. See, I already told you, right? If you want to become like a data scientist, so make sure that you should have a knowledge on Python programming language, pretty sure, and statistics is important, and SQL is also mandatory. And then after machine learning and deep learning other stuff. So instead of waste of much time, I would like to start with the Python programming language. So Vamshi, do you have any kind of knowledge before it about Python programming language?
To be honest, I don't have any idea.
Okay. So don't worry, I can explain you.
Yeah, basically my bachelor's is from different stream. I just transferred from
Okay.
Yeah, civil masters, civil engineering to.
Okay. So yeah, I feel like I would like to start from the scratch. Okay, so even if you're not part of so computer science background guy, okay, so this classes and so I would like to start with that particular point. Okay, for example, a software engineer is always building the softwares, right? Okay, or people can call it say software or projects. Okay,
Yeah.
or else programs, usually programs. Okay,
Yeah.
see this particular software or project or programs, whatever it is. Okay, so this will do a specific task actually. So every project will it can performing any one of the specific tasks. Is it correct or not? Okay,
Yeah.
so every project or every program or every software, it has to define it for to do some kind of specific task actually. Okay, but this specific task which is done by the whom, whether the human being or computers, 100% computers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a computers, the computers will performing this particular task. And actually how it will happening, see whatever the program and everything, and whatever the program, whatever the software you given to your computer, this particular program, it can be performing the task, and so that we can able to enjoy that particular operations. Okay, see, but one thing you should remember, this is the softwares or programs or project, whatever it is, which are designed by the program, which are defined by the or designed by the programmers. Okay, so the programmers are always using some kind of programming languages. Okay, see, for example, I want to build a software with help of the C programming language. Then C programmers who having the knowledge on C programming language, that guys will take it the C instructions, and they're building the software, and this particular software which is given to the computer, then it can be performing the task, right? For example, so there are Java software engineers, Java programmers. Then Java programmers can create the program with help of the Java programming language, or the Java developers, they are building the software with help of the Java programming language. Okay, that particular program again which is given to the computer, then computer can understand and it will performing the task, right? So this is happening usually, right? See, meanwhile, so here meanwhile Python also will be used for to build some kind of programs or to build some kind of projects, and then that particular source code or that particular software which is given to the computer, then computer can understand and it can performing the task. Clear? So that's everything, it, this particular part actually. But here what I would like to tell you, what I would like to tell you. Okay, see, basically the softwares are two types. Okay, with help of the programming languages, we can build two kind of softwares actually. So one is the system softwares, one is system software, second one is application softwares. Application software, let me confirm you what exactly the system software and what exactly the application software. See, you already know that software means it can performing the some task, and which is do some kind of specific operation. Is it clear? See, and which is fulfilling some kind of needs to either missions or programmers or users actually. Okay, see here the system softwares are dedicated, which are dedicated to system requirements. It will fulfilling the system requirements. Is it clear my point? For example, you are using the laptop. Okay, so this laptop you're purchasing any one of the company, but they are not giving the Windows or operating system. Okay, you don't have any OS in this particular computer. Is it work? Is it work without operating system? Is this machine can work? So the machine having the 4 GB of RAM and 500 GB of hard disk and everything, we have it. Everything, whatever the hardware requirements, we have it. All hardwares are we are integrated in one particular chip, and we are giving this particular laptop or to any one of the person. But that particular laptop, it doesn't have any kind of operating system. Is it work for you? No. So here, these missions, if you want to be work in effective way, you should require the operating system or not. So your example of operating system is it's a system software. Okay, so whether it is a Linux, whether it is a Windows, whether it is the Mac, whatever it is. Okay, so iOS, whatever it is. For example, even you can consider the mobile phones. So when you're considering the mobile phones, Android, right? Okay, without Android, so is this particular mobile phone can work? No. For example, if you're using the iPhone, so iOS software, if it is not integrated into that particular Apple phone, is that iPhone can work? No, right? So here, even mobile phones need to be work. We should require mobile supported operating systems. Okay. So here, some of the operating systems, here operate not some of all operating systems. Here operating systems are the softwares. Operating systems itself, it's the softwares which are used to work your missions in effective way. So those kind of softwares we are calling it, say, system softwares. Is it clear my point?
Yes.
So some of the applications, some of the softwares which are dedicated for system requirement, that kind of softwares we are calling it, say, system software. The examples are Windows, Linux, or Ubuntu, or CentOS, Fedora, Red Hat, and Android, iOS, okay, Windows, whatever it is. Okay, these are all softwares are dedicated for system requirement, for system usage. Clear?
Yep.
Now let's go for understanding the application software. So when we considering the application software, so we are all users or human beings. Is it clear?
Yeah.
We are all users or human beings. So some of the applications which can fulfilling the human being requirements. Okay, human being requirements. For example, YouTube. Without YouTube, your day can work or not. Your
No.
mission can work or not. But YouTube, which is dedicated for some people, if they want to learn any new thing, or if they want to be upload any new videos and video streaming purpose, they're using YouTube, right? For example, Facebook. So Facebook is the application software. Without Facebook also your computer can work. But the thing is that Facebook, which is used by multiple people for connecting the one person to another person, right? For communication purpose in a social media. It's a social media application. For example, Instagram. So even Instagram also, it will help you for social media communication software. So here, this particular Instagram, without Instagram, your mobile phone can work, right? So like this, there are a different kind of applications are there, a different kind of softwares are there. Those particular softwares which can help you for user requirements, those particular softwares we are calling it, say, application softwares. Is it clear? So even if you
Yes.
want to build the system software, even if you want to build the application software, make sure that with help of the programming languages only we can build. So here the programming languages are used to build softwares. Okay, here softwares are system softwares, either application software. Yeah, this is fine. Let me consider a small example. This is the human being, right? This guy is human being. Okay, so this guy, he know English. This guy is also know English. Okay, these two guys can be communicated in effective way or not? Both can be communicated with 100% efficiency, right? Okay, without
Yes.
any delay, right? For example, there is one guy, okay, he know English, and one more guy is there, he know Telugu only, or else Hindi. Okay, for example, these two guys, he know only English, you know only Hindi. Is these two guys can be communicated in an effective way?
No.
No, right? So
Yeah.
how it is possible?
Uh, by using some sign languages like
Yes.
yeah.
So or else there could be another person, he is the translator, right?
Translate. Yeah.
Yeah. He is the translator. He can get the instructions from him, and same instructions can be given to Hindi guy. Okay, Hindi guy also giving some instruction to this particular translator, and this guy is giving to the Hindi translation into English, right? So that this guy, he knows both English and Hindi, so that those two guys are communicating in a better way. Okay, with some delay, no problem for that one. But here the communication is happening or not? But when the translator is not there, okay, this guy and Hindi guy and English guy is never communicated. Okay, they're facing a lot of problem for communication purpose, right? In the same way, so here we have missions. The missions can understand only zeros and ones. So mission language, people can call it's a binary,
Binary. Yeah.
okay, or else machine language. okay, or else object code. So there is different names are there because of which is having zeros and ones only. Here also zeros and ones only. Here also zeros and ones only. These three things are same, which are misunderstandable language. Okay. For example, this is the guy. Okay, he know English, right? We all know English, right? Okay. This guy, he knows only English. He want to be do one particular task to this particular software or to this particular mission. How it is possible? This guy has to be write the software with help of the zeros and ones only. Okay. For example, this guy don't know English. You know English, but you know binary language also. Let me consider you know binary language. Okay. He know binary language, so that the software which is building with help of the zeros and ones, so that this is a software which can be understood by the computer, so that the computer can do this particular operation, right or not? This is happening exactly. But you know, for writing the software with help of the binary language, which is impossible, because of we are not writing the 5 zeros or 5 ones. We are going to writing the thousands of zeros and thousands of ones, and lakhs of zeros and lakhs of ones. So which is impossible even to developing, even to build, even to test softwares, even to build the software, even to test the software with help of the binary language, which is impossible, right? Right or not? For that one, the programming languages comes to the picture. Okay, here the programming languages which is built with somewhat English words. Okay, which is some English words. So these guys can build the code with help of some English words. Okay, it may be Python, or it may be Java, or it may be C, it may be any programming language. Okay, so this guy is going to be using any one of the programming language, and he was built on particular software, either Python, with help of the Python, or any one of it. Because of this guy knows either Java, either Python, C, whatever it is, whatever the programming language, he knows it. With help of that particular programming language, he built this particular software, and this particular software he is giving to a mission. Okay, he is giving to the mission. If this particular mission can be understood or not? No. If I'm giving this particular software to the mission can't understood actually. This is the problem we are facing. For that one, we have a translators. Again, the translator concept will comes to the picture. This is the software we are giving to the translator. For example, if you're using the Python, so this is the Python translator, we should use it. So this is the Python translator which is converting into zeros and ones, so that the machine can be understood and it can be performing the task. So directly, if you're giving the program to your mission, the mission is never understood. For that one, we should have a mediator, or we should have a translator to convert your software into the machine understandable code. Clear my point? Is this clear my point?
Yes.
Amshi, are you following or not? Clear, right? So here the programming languages which are help you to build different kind of programs or softwares. Meanwhile, whatever the programming language we are using, corresponding translator also we should know. With help of that translator only, we are going to be converting your software into the machine understandable code, right?
Yeah.
So here I'm going to be using the Python programming language. Okay, here I'm going to be using the Python programming language, so that we should use the Python translator or not for converting your Python program into computer understandable code. Okay, so here we have a Python translator which is Python 3 or 10, Python 3.10, something like this. Okay, so this is the software which is available in internet, which is available in internet, and we can simply download that particular software, and after that one we can install on your machine, then we can use it. Okay, is it clear my point? So if you want to be work with Python programming language, we should have a Python translator, So that particular Python translator, which is available on internet, and we just download that one and we can install in your machine and we can use it. Clear?
Yeah.
Let's see that particular task actually. So open a Google Chrome. Meanwhile, we can do it. If you're facing any issue, we will sort out it. Okay. So we have a website. The website is python.org. So this is the website. So with this particular, this is the website which is providing the Python softwares. Okay. So here we have a download option. When you are moving the cursor on the download option, here we have a lot of softwares are there. So for example, if you're using the Windows, we can click on the Windows. If you're using the Mac, you can click on the Mac actually. But default it is showing for us download for Mac OS because I'm using the Mac operating system. For example, if you're using the Windows, default it will be showing for us download for Windows something else, right? So you can click on this particular one. It can be started downloading, and once downloading is done, then just double click on it and go for the next. Automatically it can be installed. So for installation process, if you want it, you can share your screen. I can let you know actually. I'm giving the permission to share your screen, and we'll try to install the software on your machine. Can you share your screen and can you start downloading the Python 3.10.7 and then we can try to install it? Can you please share me your screen? Vamsi, can you please share me your screen?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I just tell you how we can download and install it.
One second, it's asking me for the permissions.
Sure. Which operating system you are using?
iOS.
Okay.
Mac.
I think so. You are going to be restart your mission if you want to give that permissions. Is that asking that kind of thing?
It's asking me for system preferences.
Okay. So you can give the plus symbol or minus symbol. You'll be getting the plus symbol or minus symbol. You can X. You can give the
Yeah,
plus.
please. It's asking me to restart the meeting. Can I do it now?
I think if you do it that one, you know what happens. Again, you lost the class actually. Okay, again you need to restart it. Okay, that we can do after
Okay.
some. Okay, once
Yeah,
the class
okay.
do it actually. That's a very simple thing. You just double click on it and go on next. Automatically, it can be installed. Okay, I will
Okay,
show you
no problem.
after installation is done. If you want to be work with that particular Python software in your local machine, so
Okay.
after installation is done, it will be showing you something like this. We just go for your launch pad here. So here we have the search option is there. You just type it IDLE. IDLE means Integrated Development Language Environment. Okay. So this particular IDLE, if you click on it, so this is the Python IDLE. So if you click on that one, so here it is opening the Python 3.7.10. Okay, this is my Python software. This is my Python standard software. So whatever the thing you can able to see my screen. So the white color pad, okay, notepad, something like this. This is my Python software.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
So this particular Python software, which is version is, the Python version is, it is showing in the top of it, Python 3.10.7. This is my latest version. Okay. So here, whatever the thing you open, so this kind of Python software, we are calling it a Python shell. What it is?
Python shell.
Particular file, we are calling it a Python shell. So on this particular Python shell, we can execute only statements, only one statement in one shot. For example, if you want to be print hello, you just write only one print statement and we can execute it. Okay, So this particular statement output will be getting the same line itself. Okay. For example, I want to be hold some data into one variable. You can directly assign the data to the variables. For example, if you want to be print that particular variable, we can use the print and var. So you're printing this particular data on the same place itself. So this kind of operation, we are calling it say interactive operations. So because of you're directly interacting with Python shell. So here what we are doing actually, here we are directly interacting with Python shell, so that we are calling it this mode of operation, we are calling it say interactive mode. So this kind of mode of operation is interactive mode of operation. Clear?
Yeah.
Or we have second another name. This is the Python shell, right? So this kind of mode of operation is shell mode also. Okay, you can call it interactive mode, or else we can call it say shell mode. Clear?
Yeah.
This is fine. The drawback also here we have it. You just remember the statements. var 34, right? We can close this one. We can close this one. We can open one more time. Same Python shell, we can open it.
Okay.
If you open the Python shell, previously the value of var it's a 34, right? If I try to print this value of var, you might be getting an error. Okay, the reason is once if we close it, once if we close the Python shell, once if you close the Python shell, so what we executed statements history will go on. Okay.
Okay.
History also can close. Clear? So this is happening in case of Python shell. So then what you can do actually, so if you are losing the Python, I mean you're losing the history, right? So you're losing a lot of valuable statements, right? So for that one, we have an option in standard Python, which is the batch mode or script mode. So what you should do, in the top of it we have the file option, and click on the new file, and here you will getting the one untitled file option. Okay, so there you should write some Python statements. For example, we can print hello. You just print hello actually. For example, if you want to be hold some data to some variables, that you can do it actually. If you want to print that particular data, or if you want to print that particular variable data, then you can print actually. Okay. After you writing some statements in one specific file, you should save as this particular file as the .py extension. Okay, Control S, then you have an option save as sample.py. Okay, if you save this one, then we have an option to run it. So here we have a run option. Ideally, file, edit, format, and run option is the right in the top of it. So here we have a run module. We just run it. Okay, even if we close this one, again we can run it. So you'll be getting the output on the same shell. Clear?
Okay.
You can close the one more time, and again we can run this particular file, and you will get the same output. Okay, this kind of mode of operation, we are calling it say script mode. So because of you're writing the Python script, okay, and we're executing that script actually, so that we are calling it say script mode, or else we have another name for that one, which is the batch mode. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
This is the standard Python actually. Okay, but you know, in standard Python, which is not giving you syntax help. For example, if you are missing some syntax, you won't get automatic syntax. Okay, for that one, there are third-party softwares comes to the picture instead of this particular standard Python. Okay, so which is the Anaconda. So usually in our course, we are going to be using the Anaconda software. So if possible, we can try to install the Anaconda also. www.anaconda. Because of this is the Anaconda, which is most of the data scientists are using the Anaconda software only. Okay.
Okay.
So here we can go to this particular website and we can see State of Data Science 2020.
Okay.
Data, you just read this particular website. So data science
Sure.
technology for the better world. Anaconda is offer easy to way to performing the Python or data science on machine learning on single mission. Start working with the thousands of open source packages. So previously, whatever the Python we are using, we don't have any kind of libraries. Okay, there are limited libraries are there. So if you want to work with Python programming language, so every time we have to be download, we have to install a lot of libraries. But in case of Anaconda, so which is giving you a lot of packages for supporting the data science. Okay, so that's the reason we are not wasting of time for installation process of multiple libraries. Clear? We can directly use those libraries in our program, in our software, in our mission. So when you go to this particular website, so we just scroll down. Here we have a download option, and we can download it and we can install it. Once installation is done, and we can open it. Okay, so try to be install this particular software also.
Sure.
So it was taking a lot of time for installation process, and make sure that you can do it before coming tomorrow's session. Okay.
Sure.
And now I can tell you how we can use it. For example, you can open the Anaconda Navigator. You just type the Anaconda Navigator. You will have an option. If you are already installed, then you can able to open it. So even for opening, it is a lot of time because of thousands of libraries need to be running in a backend.
Okay.
Previously, if you open the Python within seconds, it was opened, right? Within a seconds.
Yeah.
But now it was some time. That's just observe that particular difference because of in Python shell directly we are opening because of very less number of packages are working in a backend. But when it comes to the Anaconda, there is a thousands of libraries are working in a backend, and moreover, this Anaconda, which is having the lot of other sub applications are there. This is the data lore also will help you for working with Python. This is also one software, and this one is also one software, and this one also one software, and this one also one software, and this is for R software. This is Python software. This is Python software. Like this, approximately 10 plus softwares are there in a single Anaconda. Okay, you are installed only Anaconda, but inside of the Anaconda there are 10 third-party softwares are there. Okay, here we have an option. See, install.
Okay.
We can install actually. If you want to be work with the Gluebiz, you just click on install. If you want to work with PyCharm, you just click on install. If you want to work with Orange, we can work on. You just click on install. But see, each and every software, what is the purpose? Also, there is some kind of small description is there. See, online data analysis tool with a smart coding assistance by JetBrains. Edit and run your Python notebook in the cloud and share them into your team actually. So in online,
Okay.
we can write our own code and we can share with your team. So this is the software also. With this particular software also we can work on it. So IBM Watson Studio Cloud. So this is the cloud provider you tool to analyze the and visualize the data. For example, for visualization purpose, this is the tool for visualization purpose, and clean is and shape the data and to create and train the machine learning models and prepare the data and build the models using open source data science tools or Visual Modelina. See, this
Okay.
is also one software.
So
If you want to work with Python programming language for machine learning, so you can work with this particular software also. Okay.
okay, every organization uses the Anaconda, or I mean they have their own softwares, right? I mean they run their Pythons on different platforms. Right?
Yes,
So
of
for
course.
us,
But that all softwares are following the features of Jupyter Notebook
okay.
format. Okay. So,
Okay.
for example, if we can consider the Azure Microsoft, they're using Azure Cloud, right? In Azure Cloud
Yeah.
also they have some kind of to build some kind of machine learning algorithms or to build some kind of models. They are going to be using some notebook format only. Okay. So, from the last 5 to 6 years onwards, okay. So instead of using the direct code, instead of using direct softwares, okay, so they are creating some kind of notebook format actually. So there
Okay.
we can write some piece of code and we can execute, and corresponding output we can check it out over there itself. Okay, after that one again we can create one more box and we can create some code and we can execute it. So that is the format is notebook is following. Okay, so in notebook we are not only writing the code, we can write some kind of documentation. Okay, let's see how this particular Jupyter notebook can works. You just launch it. When you're launching, which is selected your local host, okay, which is open something like this. So with help of this one, we can access your local folders. So in my local machine, I have application, desktop, and documents, and something else is there. So in
Okay.
desktop, we can click on the desktop. Again, we have a lot of in desktop. I have many other things are there, right? We will just
Okay.
look into my desktop. See, in my desktop, I have some folders are there, right?
Yes.
This folders only which is showing here. Okay. So instead of going through graphically, so here we are moving into that specific folders. For example, I would like to go for creating your own batch name. We can create it, but before we creating any batch name, we can go to into any one of it. Okay. So for example, yeah, we are going to be going into any one of the folder, okay, on my desktop, which is already there. So if you want to create the folder, you can click on the new and click on the folder. So here, if you click on the folder, again, we will be getting the one untitled folder. So you can select or deselect, select and deselect. If you select this one, we have an option to rename it. So we can rename whatever the folder you want to name it. For example, Vamshi. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you click on this particular folder, we have an option and we are moving into this particular folder. Previously, I don't have any kind of Vamshi folder in my laptop.
Yes.
So few minutes back only I created. Where I created? Yeah, in Krishna.
Krishna.
In Krishna I created, right? So with this particular Vamshi folder, I don't have any files. So now I would like to go for creating one Python file. Again, we can click on the new and again we can click on the Python 3. So when you are click on the Python 3, which was creating the one untitled file, and if you want to rename this one, we just click on the rename. So this is the date is 29 and 09 and 2022, and this is Jupyter introduction, right? So Jupyter introduction. So you just give you this particular name. So you can see this is the box, right? This is the box we are calling it's a shell. Okay.
Okay. Python.
CELL cell. So this cell we can create one more. Okay, if you want to create one more, we can click on the plus symbol. We'll getting this kind of cells actually. If you want to remove this particular cell, we can use scissor symbol. Okay,
Mhm.
this is the way we can uh, remove the cell from your Jupyter notebook. Okay, this is a cell we can use in two modes. One is the code mode. That means we can write the code here itself. So previously we written some code, right? So print hello,
Yes.
and we are holding
Variable.
some data, and you're
Correct.
creating variable, and you're printing that variable name, right? We can here after you writing this particular program, we can run it. If you run this particular one, you will be getting output here itself for this entire code. Okay. Again, we got one more cell. Again, we can create some variables and which is having some data, and for example equal to 34 and 45 if you want to print the addition a plus b. Okay, one thing we remember, so Python is the case sensitive, uppercase characters are different and smaller case characters are different. Okay,
Yes.
so if I use the capital A and capital B, then you will be getting an error. See, this is the way we can write the code and we can execute it and we will be getting output here itself. See, even if you're the fresh guy, okay, you're not having any kind of knowledge in Python, if you see this sort of code and we can understand why we are getting this output, right?
Yes.
So for easy to write the code and easy to understand the code, Jupyter is helping a lot.
Okay.
And this is a cell we are not only using for code, we can use in second option as well. The second option is we can use it for text mode. So text mode in the sense markdown. You can select the code and menu bar. Here we have a 4 options and markdown. If you click on the markdown, so you will have the okay, you will have so code option within this particular text markdown mode, we can write some kind of document. So single hash is the header one. Okay, so
Yes.
if I use the two hashes, small header two, I think in HTML we have it this kind of things. If I use the 3 stars, so header size was reducing or not?
Yes, it's ready.
If I use the 4 stars and with some space, so this is header 4. So this is the way we can write the headers with the thickness and ball and everything, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you want to be directly write only text, we just click on the markdown. We can directly write the text. This is markdown means text or document mode. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can write the text or document. See, this is not code. Just remember it. This is not code. This is just a text. Some new guy
Yeah.
and doesn't have any knowledge on Python programming language, and he want to be understood what is this particular block or this particular cell is doing. Okay,
Yes.
what operations you are doing, that you can easily define here, and if you open that particular script, and you can easily understand what's going on here, right? For that one, Jupyter is helping a lot.
Yeah.
This is the one way in our local missions we can work on it. For example, so when you are working with this Anaconda, which is using your CPU or in your local RAM and everything, okay? So
Yeah.
some situations when you're working with the machine learning and deep learning algorithms, so your premises are never, it won't help you a lot. It won't help you actually, okay? Maybe your system can crash. Well, because of the data is huge. Some situations, the data is very large. When you're loading the data and your lot of RAM was consuming, so your laptop can be slow. Okay, so that kind of operations when you're working on, when you're getting that kind of situation, the Google is providing a beautiful option for us, which is the Colab. Okay, Colab
Okay.
Google. So this is the cloud platform. So it's a Google Colab. I mean, Google Cloud is providing a software. The software is collab.research.google.com, and it's a cloud platform actually. So there we have a RAM and everything. For example, if you want to create the new notebook, so click on the new notebook, and which is creating the same like Jupyter only. How which is something looks like, in the same way, this particular Jupyter also will be something. Okay, so here also we can rename it Jupyter introduction. Okay, so you can rename it whatever the name you want it. So this is the cell, again we are calling it a box. This is the box, we are calling it a cell, and here we can write the text over here, I mean code here. We can write the code and we can hold some data. So I'm same code I'm executing in a different ways, different softwares. Okay, we can run it. Here we have a run option. We just run it. You will be getting output here itself. For example, the next box I want to use for text mode, then we can click on the text. You will be getting an option something like markdown. So how you're getting this one? In the same way, here we can write this some kind of markdown text mode. This is text mode. So this is the way we can write the, okay, this is the way we can write the code as well as we can write the text here itself. Okay, clear or not?
Yeah.
So here also, here we can see RAM. So here we have a RAM, right? So see, this is the Python 3 Google Computer Engine backend showing resources since 2015, system RAM, disk, and if you want to upgrade, when you're upgrading, so the instead of 15 GB, it was increasing a lot actually. Okay, resources offered free of charge and not guaranteed. Okay, so you're not paying anything. And for example, default monospace Collab Pro, and we can interact, you can connect with your GitHub. Okay, directly we can give you a GitHub account and it automatically is storing into that particular GitHub location. Okay, that way we can able to deploy. So I hope we've seen that 3 softwares. One is standard Python, second one is Anaconda. Inside of the Anaconda we seen only Jupyter, or else
Jupyter, yeah.
we can go through the Google Colab. So these are the 3 ways we can work with Python. It's up to your choice which one you want to be use it for working with Python programming language. Okay,
Okay.
this is the cloud and this is a local mission, and that one is, that's a local software. Yeah, that's a small difference between this all. And that's for today's class, Vamshi. And I
Okay.
hope you understood different softwares we have it, and we can try
Yeah.
to create your
I have one.
environment.
I have one simple question.
Sure.
So from we wrote some kind of code in a Python shell, right? Some Python
Mm.
shell.
Mm.
So you just explained me about Python shell. So we can copy that thing and we can paste in these Jupyters. So we can run that things too.
Yeah, of course we can do it. See, you're
Okay.
writing the code, right? It's up to your hand only, right? So
Yeah.
it's your game. You can play anything. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's for today's class, Vamshi. I hope you got at my point. And if you have any kind of questions, we can. I would like to answer it. I would like to answer your questions. If not, we can
Sure.
come by tomorrow. Okay.
Sure. So far, so far I'm getting so much clarity from you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.
And try to be install the Python and try to execute it and try to install Anaconda. Try to use the Jupyter and try to execute the statement on your Google Colab. So which one is comfortable for you? We can use that one. Okay.
Sure. So one request for me, can you make changes for the classes like 8 o'clock to 9? That will be easy for me instead of doing it 8:30
Okay. You are in CST or EST?
EST.
So which timing you want it?
From 8 to 9.
8 to 9 means the class timing in a CST format. 7
7 to 8.
7 to 8. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll consider it your point. Okay. I can talk with your team. Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
one more guy is there, right? He also need to be.
Yeah.
So tomorrow he came. Okay, into the session. Then we can both we three together decide the timing. Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye. Take care.
Yeah. Good night.